Hello everyone, this is Minty Joe and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, I'm an American that lives in Italy and we talk about a lot of things on this channel. Lock care, self-care, emotional care, and anything that's going to help us be the best version of ourselves. If you like the content, I'd like to invite you to go ahead and subscribe, become a part of the family as I go through this lock journey. Today we are going to be talking about locks and prayers, which is a segment that I haven't done in quite some time. So I decided to start the new year off correctly and just, do a segment about the importance of our spirituality. This is the time when everyone is reflecting on how they can go forward in everything that they do. And one of the things that we do have to consider is to remember that our spiritual lives is something that we just cannot neglect. Why? Because it's the foundation of everything. When our lives are anchored in the Lord, and we have a spiritual foundation, things will work out for our better good because we know that we have guidance. And so I just want to talk quickly about that today and the importance of that. And now sometimes a lot of people give you advice and they tell you this is what you need to do, but they don't tell you how. So what I'd like to do is just to express some tips that we can use, including myself, to make sure that we are getting the spiritual foundation that we need. We want to remember that the Lord is a person. And like any relationship, if you want to spend time, you want it to grow, you want to get to know the person, you have to spend time with them. And it's the same thing with God. He wants to get to know you and hopefully you want to get to know him too. So one of the examples that I want to use is from the Lord's Prayer. And I know that this is a prayer that a lot of people already know. We've learned it usually by memory. It's called the Lord is my shepherd. And so what we can do, for example, is give an example of how we can do that. So let's read that a little bit. So the Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. He lets me rest in green meadows and leads me beside streams, and he renews my strength. So for example, this is a perfect way that we can read a Psalms and we can just take it slowly. A lot of times people feel like we have to be reading for 2 or 3 hours, and that's not true. Just a few, verses, and we can concentrate and meditate on those verses. For example, the Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. At that moment right there, it just tells us, for example, that we can just contemplate. What does that mean? It means that God will take care of us. He will provide the needs that we have, that we can trust in. Remember, a shepherd, especially back in those days and even now, they had to tend for their sheep. They took care of them. They made sure that they were protected. So he knows all of my needs. He let me rest in green meadows, and he leads me beside peaceful streams, knowing that when we are asking for leadership, that the Lord will guide us and we can trust him. And this is another way to reflect again on our relationship. And number 3, he renews my strength. So we know that if we trust God and we know that he's our shepherd, that he will be with us and he will renew our strength. Now, I don't really know anyone that doesn't want that security, knowing that you have someone there that is there at all times, that wants the best for you. There's no wants or no needs that he doesn't know. And how can we establish this type of relationship with the Lord is by spending time with him in the morning and maybe even in the evening. And it doesn't have to be a lot of time. It could be 10 minutes a day. So this is Minty Joe. I hope that this tip will help you and help us to regenerate, or like they say in Italian, rinnovare our relationships in our spiritual lives, because it really does make a difference. If you like the content, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and also subscribe. And let's take this journey together. I hope you like the style that I have today. It's something that I did very, very simple. I've already done this style. I've made a video about it. If you're interested, I can leave the link in the description box. Thank you for being here. You have a great week. Arrivederci.